Hello, 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 and welcome back to Summoner Wars 2nd Edition. My name is Ryan Ciabatta, aka Ciabatta. We got to look here at the second round of Waterdeep's Tournament 1. It is myself against Massimo. I'm playing the Savanna Elves, Massimo is playing the Breakers. Now, Massimo is an amazing player. He's going against Snog for the championship of Season 4 of the Summoner Wars League right now. And he's also one of the webmasters, just doing a lot of community work in general for the entire group. So I have a lot of respect for him, both as a person and as a player. And the latter of the two, the player, really shows in this game. So it's my Savanna Elves, and I got to go first. I got to start. And that's huge in this matchup, because you can see in the statistics for the Savanna Elves, they really like to go first. 92 games won, 50 of those games were started. That's compared to 46 if it were a completely 50-50. And then lost 66 games, started 29. That's compared to 33 if it were 50-50 for starting. There's not really a first player advantage in this game, but there definitely is for the Savanna Elves. And if we take a look at, for the Savanna Elves, and if we take a look at their Breakers matchup, yeah, they lost. They went second in most of the games they won, but they went second in most of the games they lost, too. The Savanna Elves just got unlucky in this matchup and ended up going second most of the time. Wouldn't you know it, this is their only losing matchup that they've played in the league so far. So, back to the game. I got to go first, and I also got a really nice starting hand. A wall, which is irrelevant for this video, but just good to have in your starting hand, and also weaving and a rhinoceros. And so I had the idea for this hyper aggressive opening. I was going to play Chant of Weaving, put it on the border archer to summon the rhinoceros up ahead, then use Chant of Entangling to connect those two units. Position to boost my rhinoceros, position the rhinoceros and the archer up and around the lioness. And now I have a lot of damage I can do to the Deceiver. 0, but I get a second chance and I roll 2. And because the rhinoceros now has swift shot, an almost guaranteed kill against this Mind Witch. The odds of that miss were 1 in 36, but the odds of that second hit were much higher. If we go again back to the odds, and we go up here, and we just look for some die results. Probably should have prepared this in advance. We can see the odds when you got attack 4 hits on sword are extremely high, 98.1%. Now the attack, if I hadn't done that, 2 on sword, and the odds of hitting about 97%. Wait, seriously? Oh, 2 or more, 70.7%. That makes so much more sense. So I took my odds from 70% of killing that Mind Witch to 98.1%. A massive difference. All right, back to the match at hand. This was the position after the end of the first turn, and I thought I was doing great. I had 4 units. I had this very aggressive rhinoceros placement. I was worried about mind capture, but I didn't think the rhinoceros would die as it had 5 health. But I made one pivotal mistake, and it ended up costing me the entire match. Can you see it? All right, well, if you guessed Mind Witch, you were correct. The Breakers have this unique unit called the Mind Witch, and they summon 2. And we're going to see what they do here. They have the ability Mimic. It's going to show up better here. At the start of your move phase, this unit may target a common within 3 spaces, and wouldn't you know it, my border archer happens to be within 3 spaces. This is absolutely brutal, as this combination, Prepare and Swift Shot, means that essentially if a unit stands still and uses up one of its moves to stand still, it can attack with double its attack power. Very good on the border archer, going from 2 to 4 attack, absolutely demolishing on the Mind Witch, going from 3 to 6 attack. And interestingly enough, because of the entanglement, the Mind Witch also gains access to imbued speed and trample, but it doesn't actually need that for this particular case. The important thing was I put those abilities, Prepare and Swift Shot, in range of the wall with the Mind Witches coming out. And that allowed Massimo to do what you're about to watch. Move the Deceiver out of the way, use its other 2 movements to prepare the Mind Witch, and just absolutely blow open my entire army. With 3 attack, 2 attack, and getting it right here, the mind capture that I didn't think was possible. The Mind Witch, or at least unlikely, the Mind Witch also just finishes off a 2 attack unit. Remember, these guys only cost 1 magic, and their combined power took out a complete health Border Archer, a complete health Lioness, and twisted this Rhinoceros from my side to the opponent's side. So I went from 4 units to 2, and now it's 5 units to 1 with massive board positioning advantage. We can keep the game going, but I never recover from here. I try to boost this Archer, but you can kind of see that my hopes of like evading the Mind Witches are not looking too good. I don't even get the kill there. Do I hear? Yes, I do. But even by killing that Deceiver, I thought these units couldn't reach me, but they summon an Archer, use Far Shot, use Swift more accurately, and Far Shot, and can just, Massimo just zones me out for the rest of the match. Again, the link will be in the description of this video. Now, you might be thinking, what should you have done? And here I have a match against a bot, the computer, Doug. Got my hand here, but we're going to ignore it. We're going to assume, let's say you get terrible cards. Let's say you get your 3 champions and 2 walls. What can you do in this matchup that is more effective than the hyper-aggressive cautionary measure? This was what Massimo actually recommended to me when we talked on Discord after this match. You skip your summoning phase, of course, depending on your hand. And in this case, I'd probably use this Chant of Growth, but we're going to assume that our hand's terrible. What you're going to want to do is stack your units. Move the Lioness down. Move your Archer to the side. And move Abua Shi to give that Archer a boost. You now have a Prepare Swift Shot lined up to take out this Deceiver, avoiding Stupefy because you're not adjacent. And you got all your units far away from the Mind Witch, especially outside of Mind Witch territory if it gets summoned. No matter what you roll here, you're in a good position. So this is the turn, and I'll do the attacks just to show the turn afterwards. But this is the position that I would recommend, and that the guy who beat me would recommend you do in your matches in the future. So that's really all there is to say. When you're playing the Savanna Elves against the Breakers, respect the Mind Witch, be careful where you put your archers, and just, make sure you think through what your opponent can do their next turn, not just what you can do on your turn. Thank you for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day.